Hello, Primals. Today, the title is Try Me when you are ready to put your entitlement aside. Now, I also want to say before we get started to go ahead and like, subscribe, or share this content if you find it useful, entertaining, or informative. So, with that being said, let's go into the topic for today. The reason that I wanted to talk about this is because over the past week or two, I've had a couple run ins with people that are very, well, I wouldn't say they're very self entitled, but they have they have these feelings that they deserve better, and that they they have this kind of exaggerated sense of self-worth as well. And these same people are also the ones that are refusing to take accountability for their livelihoods. They are the ones that are not owning up to their mistakes, and they are the ones that are refusing and rebuking any kind of philosophies that I try to live out to the best of my ability. Which is so funny to me because I'm not the one that's unhappy. Like they're unhappy with their lives, and I'm not trying to dog on these people because I do believe that everybody deserves love, but I do also think that not everybody deserves respect. And this is something that I've mentioned in a comment in a previous video recently to another person. And what's always struck me so interesting about these kinds of people, these entitled people, is that, like, when I grew up, the smell of spiritual death was always present, right? Always present. And I didn't even have to try to be who I was and be who I wanted to be. And I realize that in retrospect, a lot of the people that I had that were hating on me growing up, that didn't like me and I didn't really like them, they were emotional bullies, right? They were emotionally unintelligent people that had no idea what it was like to actually not be greedy when it comes to giving and receiving charity of some kind, right? Because the most charitable people, in my experience, are the happiest. And the most charitable people, because now charity is something that in the Bible it says charity edifies, or edifieth is the term. Now, what exactly does that mean? Well, it means that when you are honestly giving who you are, and you're being truthful to what you believe, and you're standing by your principles, when you have something to stand for, some people are not going to like that because they don't have anything to stand for. And again, I'm not trying to like be rude out here. However, I am just clearly identifying the reality of the situations that we're in. Because look, the people that are watching this video that actually have empathy for others, that actually do try to go out of their way to help somebody that looks like they need some help, or like if you're watching an older person put away their groceries in their car at the store, and they, like, they're obviously having some trouble or whatnot, like the proper thing to do as a good human being, which I would hope to serve the elderly or our children in the society, would be to go over and see if they need help putting away their groceries in their car or something. And or like the classic example of helping the old lady across the street, right? And these entitled people, they don't care about that kind of stuff. they're very self-centered, and they they truly do believe that they are better than other people, not for their not for their achievements, but because they're lacking of clout, I would say. And clout is basically just influence, right? And this is something that Tolstoy talks about in War and Peace, the book War and Peace, where he says that money is not anybody's true motive in attaining anything. It's power, it's influence, it's perceived status, right? The perceived status of who you are can greatly influence how you impact people's lives. But I'm here to tell you that that's wrong. You don't need to. Well, it's correct to view life in such a way, but it's. I also think that it's wrong in the sense that that's going to be what gives you happiness. That's not what happiness really is to me. And it's not what I think happiness. Well, it is what happiness is to these entitled people, but it's become very apparent to me that these types of individuals that rely solely on the belief that they are or should be treated better or more with more regard than other people because of just how beautiful they are, if they're women, or if they're men, how strong they are physically. Now, obviously, these are indicators of value to some degree in the social hierarchy of life, right? But what I'm saying is that to be happy, you just need to do something that improves your life for you and not for anybody else. Because, I mean, I don't live in a mansion, right? I don't live in a mansion, but I'm very content with where I'm at right now. And I'm very content with my home office. I'm very content with where I'm going because I know where I'm going is not, I know it's not for everybody, but I also know that I'm doing it because I have a plan. I have a plan of actions I need to take to be at a certain spot to where I want to be. And I know that I need to make sacrifices to be in that place eventually in the future. And I also think that this is what's so cool about the Bible, right? This is what's so cool about the Bible is in the idea of Christian sacrifice specifically, because the idea of Christian sacrifice is one that it is a true righteousness in how you act in life. And if you act as if righteousness, forgiveness, mercy, gratitude is the highest possible principles that you can achieve and attain, honor, dignity, courage, all of those things. If you act in such a way, your life will naturally be better. And that's been the case with me. I know because I'm living proof. And I'm not trying to brag. I'm simply saying that reorienting my life to ensure the probability of not happiness, but fulfillment is reached. Happiness is a byproduct of that. And being grateful for that happiness when it comes is great. But to be honest with you guys, life is a lot of freaking suffering. It just is. And these entitled people, they're going to hold you back. They're going to hold you back. And that's something that I've really had to learn a lot recently is that if you're on the spiritual journey of self-growth, discipline, and self-respect, the people that don't share those qualities or share that vision, they're going to, whether intentionally or unintentionally, going to try to hold you back. And it's up to you to make sure that you influence yourself in such a way and you motivate yourself, because motivation, I think I've said this in another video, motivation comes and goes. But what truly keeps you on track is some kind of discipline. And I didn't used to have that. I didn't used to have that for a long time. But through discipline, I've understood the value of just keeping going. Just keep going. And that's really like my main life philosophy, is that you can crawl, you can barely walk, but if you can keep going, you got it. You got it. That's the whole essence. But these entitled people that I've mentioned, it saddens me, but it's also like, it just shows like why I feel so much of God's presence, because I'm doing this and I'm living my life in accordance to the Word of God to the best of my ability. And though it can be very challenging and difficult at times, it has been so rewarding. And the discernment that I've been given and granted by the Almighty is just so beautiful. And I want to encourage everybody to follow that path to some degree. Not my path, because there's a song that says some footsteps are made just for our own. But following a higher power and a higher sense of meaning and purpose and fulfillment, that's going to get you so far in life. Even if you don't have what you want to have. So with that being said, I hope this message I hope it had some utility in it. And I really want to encourage you all to really just live and do something that makes you feel fulfilled today. Do something that makes you feel fulfilled. Just for you, not for anybody else. Even if it's just sitting in the room for like 5 minutes, just to feel your own presence. Do that. So with that being said, till next time, may peace be with you.